senior.
Yeah.
No, I get locked into last season, and I just, like, I think you've been a victim of that before. But first of all, now the duel in Moberly, that wasn't the dual tournament, that was just a duel. Is that right?
No, it was a duel.
Oh, okay. Sorry, when I checked track wrestling, I just saw Moberly and Blair Oaks. But how'd you guys end up doing there?
I went, I think, 5-1, 6-1, something. Yeah.
I didn't do so hot. I didn't have a very good tournament.
Well, it's all right. But as far as the season goes now, you guys just knocked off a pretty good Odessa team, pretty good Chillicothe team. As far as the team goes, do you know how you did duel-wise there? Because, like I said,
I think we won them all besides one, and that was against Cooksville, and we lost by a point.
Really?
Yeah, I think it was 36-37. It was close. Yeah.
Goodness gracious. And, having that kind of success, especially in a team duel tournament like that, where it's the best of the best almost. How do you guys feel?
I mean, we did all right. There's definitely a lot of things we can improve on. It showed there at that tournament that we wrestled all right. That's what I'll say. There's a lot of things we need to work on, though. We need to fix some things for sure.
And heading into this Christmas break, do you think this is going to be the time to kind of hone in on some of these things? You're going to be doing a little bit of action, but
this is the time, in my opinion, when you kind of want to. You don't ever technically slow down, but this is when you want to critique your technique and stuff, and really focus in on actually getting better at wrestling, and not so much your conditioning, because you're not trying to lose weight right now.
Mm-hmm.
That's not your main focus. You're not, running through duels all the time. So in my opinion, you kind of want to take these weeks to really focus on your skills and honing in on those.
Absolutely. And speaking of skills, and I know you said I didn't do so hot tournament-wise, but you said you went 5-1. What is that kind of your focus heading into this break after this big tournament that you just had?
Yeah, I went back and watched my tapes, and I see that I need to work on being less sloppy. Mm-hmm. So I'm going to work on that and keeping my head up in the wrestling room. That's where I got caught a little bit. All
right. Now how do you guys heading into the Christmas break? The biggest temptation is, that Christmas dinner is going to be good. But other than that, are you guys planning on staying at the weight that you're at, or what's the outlook as far as your weight class for the rest of the seasons?
I think we're pretty set in stone.
Yeah.
I think we got it figured out.
Yeah.
Where everyone's at I think we're staying.
Yeah.
All right. And knowing that, how much easier is it going to make that break, knowing I'm at the weight I need to be at right now? There's no up or down. How comfortable do you feel heading into this?
I feel pretty good.
Really?
Yeah.
We're pretty seasoned to this kind of stuff. We go through it every year, so we're pretty used to it.
We just know we need to do moderation when we're there. Can't go hog wild.
Absolutely. And final question, considering you guys are both state competitors, made it pretty far last year, what's the game plan as far as, you've seen the best of the best. You know what you got to do. How do you feel looking forward? Do you feel like you guys can both make another bid at state here? Or?
Oh, yeah, I know I can. I trust in the Lord, That's what I do. I trust in Him. He'll carry me. He'll take care of me.
Absolutely. Is that kind of what makes you so confident about making another bid there?
Oh, yeah, it is, for sure, yeah. I have lots of faith in Him, and He'll chase me and rebuke me and correct me where I need corrected, like He did this weekend. I think He was trying to show me something. I really need to work on being a better wrestler and not just trying to gas kids out. And I think He was trying to show that to me.
And I'm sorry. And what do you think about moving on this season?
Just gotta believe in myself, believe in what I've learned, and just gotta get in that mindset, ready to go.
All right. Well, hey, I appreciate you guys. Thank you so much.
No problem. Thank you.
I tried to check track wrestling. I saw you guys beat Blair Oaks and Moberly, but how'd you end up doing?
We went 6-1. Yeah, we lost to Kirksville by a point.
Really?
Yeah. So, which I know, the kids, we never like to lose. That's our first dual loss of the year, and I really felt like, I don't know, we were missing Kenton Gates, which, and that duel did make a big difference. Which he was sick, nothing you can do about that, but. Just difference. It's a learning lesson, really, because we emphasize that all the time in duels. Every little point matters, and the difference between a tech and a pin. We tie that duel, we win the tiebreaker. So, but we didn't match up well with them, really. It's one of those things.
One of those rare things, because you guys usually fill the weight classes. Was just one of those things where a team.
They're tough. All the teams there are tough. Kirksville, Fulton, Mexico. But I think even Blair Oaks, they're all top 10 ranked teams in state, you know. So, and you know, dual teams versus tournament team, you know, it can make a difference. And so, but I feel like if we wrestle that duel again, we probably win. But it's we didn't wrestle. It was the first duel of the day on Saturday. We didn't wrestle the best, but not to make excuses. But
And one thing I've noticed is there's a few new faces, a few old faces returning. Of course, we saw Clayton Kern and Benton Barton hit the mat last week, but another guy I just saw was Caleb Rick. I mean, tell me about these. I mean, of course, you knew Benton was going to come along at any point. Clayton was kind of a coin toss about what he was going to do. But I mean, what's it like with these new faces in here?
Yeah, Clayton. You know, he started out there, and then he kind of had that injury still going with concussion, and then he didn't know if he's going to continue. And then we ended up, he ended up sticking with it. And Caleb Rick was kind of the same way coming off football with his injury issues, but he's been practicing and doing really well. And we haven't competed, had him in competitions yet, but after break we're playing on it. So he's been working super hard in the wrestling room, and we're really glad to have him. And honestly, at that weight class, we have a couple of young kids there obviously right now with Marcus and Chase, and they're trying super hard, but those weight classes, sometimes when you got those younger kids, they're wrestling full-grown men, kind of like Caleb Rick. So that'll help, relieve some of that.
Now, has Rick wrestled before? Or?
Yeah, he wrestled in junior high.
Okay.
He wrestled as a freshman, so he just didn't wrestle last year. And I mean, he's still green. He's got some, catching up with learning, but he's, I don't think he'll be too far off. He's I think it's just going to be, building some confidence and getting back going. So.
Absolutely. And overall about the team, I mean, 6-1 against in the Moberly Dual Tournament, which that is real deal. I mean, those are teams that will be up on that state podium. How confident does this make you moving forward?
Oh, I think they come out with the rankings, which I don't really. I try not to pay a lot of attention with it. It's just some guy making rankings, but I know they have us currently ranked number 2 in the state as a team. But I mean, a lot of things got to happen. Obviously, I would be tickled to death to have a state trophy this year, which I think we definitely have the potential to be top 4. But as you know, things got to play out. And with our district being as tough as it is, where they stack all those teams together with Pleasant Hill, Oak Grove, Odessa, all of them, it's kind of a battle of getting out before you beat each other up. But then again, if you get out, the odds can play with you too, being on the opposite side of some of the better ones. But no, I feel good about this year. I knew we weren't going to be as strong of a dual team, even though we've had a heck of a dual season so far. I think we're like 17-1, so we're having a good year.
Not bad.
And every year I think actually we're not going to be as good a dual team. We end up doing just fine. I always like the aspect of duels because you can strategize and maneuver around. And for example, the Mexico duel, I knew looking at it was going to be tight, so I bumped up Paul Vienna to 220. And when I looked at him, when I asked him, he looked at me like I was nuts because the kid that he was going up against was a number 3rd ranked kid at 220. But I told Paul, I said, I have confidence that you're going to do this. And he went out and won. So it was a big thing for him. So, and that won. I'm not saying that the team won us a duel, but that helped win us the duel, ultimately bumping him. So I like that aspect of duels where you can strategize and you have the team together. That's kind of that's why I like dual tournaments too. But because you have everybody together, you watch everybody wrestle. The team cheers you on. But no, I'm excited about this year. We just got to stay healthy. We've had some kids get pretty sick here recently. Strep's going around.
Oh, really?
But we had some kids push through this weekend. Bracken Gates was way under the weather this weekend. Probably, questionable if he should have wrestled just because, it's tough wrestling when you're sick like that. And a kid like that, if he's struggling, he's probably sick because he's a tough kid. So.
And one more question, which is after this, I think you guys got a pretty good layoff until you guys get going. I think it's next year.
January 6th, yeah.
And I guess kind of this is kind of for a lot of teams, it's a make or break time. It's some guys go a little crazy at the dinner table, and some guys, really get in the gym and kind of focus. How do you like your team heading into this break? And do you think all the weight classes are set right now?
I think we're pretty. I mean, we've got some young kids and some of those weights that could fluctuate, especially in the 170, 182, 220, and those weights. But I mean, the other ones are pretty set. Caleb Hush making 113 is just unbelievable.
Really?
For him and the team. I mean, he's sitting at a pretty solid number one in the state at 113. He just wrestled this weekend the number 2 ranked kid and beat him 16-2, I think. So, now granted, somebody could drop down or whatever, but he's looking really good there. And he is one. We talked about it. Like, he's going to have to watch it over break, obviously, not to balloon way up, but I think he will. He's pretty smart with it. He manages it. He eats pretty healthy. Same thing with Brecken. I mean, I don't really have to worry about him too much. We don't have kids overall like dropping a bunch of weight. Like I would say Brecken and Caleb are the ones that are having to, watch themselves really close. So.
All right.
Minus that, though, we've got some kids that are probably wrestling up too high a weight. I mean, but to their credit, Gage Jones, for example, being a freshman, he's wrestling 160 and he, barely weighs over 150. So. Yep. But he goes out there and fights, and I like that.
He's got that weird anaconda thing where he's always making contact with somebody. Yeah. That's real smart,
Yeah, he's got a good future ahead of him. He's gonna be all right. That's why I told him before we ever started this year. I'm like, if you can take this year being at that weight, and understand that you're going to take some lumps and take it and grow with it, and understand that's going to happen, you're going to be better in the long run. But some kids that happens and it has an adverse effect. They go on varsity, they get thrilled at it first, but then they get beat down, which he hasn't been beat down. He's been competing and doing really well, but he has taken some lumps, and that's what you don't want a kid to think, oh man, I'm just, awful. So.
Well, no, that's all I got. And hey, I appreciate you. I know